Hey, this is Eric again with a new random lesson on what not to do as a solo founder. So every no code and low code tutorial teaches you the fun part, the drag and drop, AI prompt, and look, I built an app in an hour, but nobody really teaches you the boring part. What happens 6 months later when you've shipped 5 or 6 apps and you can't remember where any of them live? I found out the hard way. I had 2 paid back-end subscriptions running at the same time. One of them was about to get shut off for non-payment, and the other fully paid subscription running 4 completely empty databases that had nothing in them. And I was paying for the infrastructure that didn't even exist. I didn't really need it. Here's the 3-question check that would have caught it months earlier. This is my organization's dashboard. You see, I have 7 separate organizations. Little background, I run a solo shop. I build apps for myself and for clients, mostly on a no-code and low-code stacks. Over about a 6-month period, I'd shipped half a dozen new small products, a lead generation tool, a claims assistant app, insurance policy scanner, a client advocacy tool, and a compliance and gap analysis tool, and a personal project tracker that I built for myself. Every one of these needed a back-end database, authorization, and storage. Here's the part that nobody warns you about. Every time you spin up through a builder tool or reconnect a project or get invited to a workspace, you might be creating a new organization on the back-end provider without realizing it. Not a new project, a whole new organization with its own billing. And that can become tricky. I didn't notice when I first started. I just kept building. As you can see on the billing screen, I got an overdue invoice banner. When you discover things like this, it can be unnerving. I got an email that one of my back-end organizations had an overdue invoice, a real one, on a card that had already failed twice, with my actual live products sitting in it. So I sat down and actually mapped out what I owned. 2 separate logins, one used daily and one was leftover sign up from months earlier tied to a different email that I'd forgotten even existed. 9 organizations total between the two, when most people would guess 2 or 3. One organization had 5 real active products in it. The one with the overdue bill, everything that made money lived there, and it was the one that was about to get shut off. A second organization and a completely separately paid subscription had 4 projects in it. I opened every single one, 0 tables, 0 data, nothing built, and I'd been paying a full second monthly subscription for months to run infrastructure that didn't need anything that I didn't need. The empty org and 4 project cards, all on a paid compute tier. No tables or views on one of them, and scattered around those were 5 more free tier organizations. Old prototypes. Yeah, I'm going back and forth in the screen so you can see. Projects I'd already rebuilt elsewhere. None of them cost anything, but every one of them made the picture harder to read. What I actually needed to do or to know where my products lived and what it cost, I couldn't answer it in under 20 minutes of clicking around. This is the part that's actually useful. So here's the check. 3 questions. And if you build more than one thing, you should be able to answer all 3 in under 60 seconds. How many organizations do I actually have across every login you've ever used? Not projects, organizations. If you've ever signed up twice, accepted a workspace invite, or let a no-code tool auto-provision a backend for you, the answer is probably higher than you think. For every organization you're paying for, can you name what's actually running inside it? Not, I think there's an app in there. Actually open it and check. An empty, unused database on a paid tier is the easiest way to bleed money as a solo founder because there's no user complaining, no outage, nothing forcing you to notice. Is your billing email actually going somewhere? You check. Overdue invoice emails don't feel urgent. until the day your paying customer's app gets suspended. I was one failed payment away from that. History, compute, breakdown, and project name you should all know. Next is the fix. The fix, once I could see it clearly, was simple. Rename the project that never got a real name, so I stopped confusing it with the default project placeholder junk. Move the one real unfinished idea out of the empty organization into the org where everything else already lives. Delete what's confirmed empty and cancel the second subscription entirely. One organization, one bill, every real product accounted for. None of that touched a single line of code. It didn't break any connection to the tools I build with. The app doesn't care which organization its database sits in, only its own address and keys. And those don't change. It was purely a housekeeping problem. But housekeeping problems cost real money when you're not looking. If you're building more than one tool or one app or one thing right now, even two, stop actually to answer those three questions today. Not I'll check later. Today takes less time than tutorial you watch to build a thing in the first place. If this was useful, drop a comment with what you found when you checked. I genuinely like to know how many organizations people find they've been quietly paying for. Thanks again, and this is Build with Eric.